Hey guys, very good evening. Today is the 7th of October 2019. The current time is 7:26 p.m. IST. So this is episode 16 for the post-market analysis by Tradeducation. And before I share my analysis today, just to have a quick, let's have a look at the quick disclaimer wherein trading involves substantial risk and you need to consider financial advisor before investing or trading. And the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activities. So with that, let me quickly share. Let's quickly go to Nifty, and let me just share my screen, and we will have a look at what happened today in Nifty. So today in Nifty, what I was looking at is nothing but the low, so or 11,200. The reason why I was looking at this particular reference is because in the past episode I shared that we are trading in a balance and look before the balance, and if we see continuation, then we will see more good chances to go in the downward direction. One more thing, the reason why I was looking at today's low is because of this big emotional buying or the emotional auction process which happened I think on the 20th of September. So a lot of I would say short-term players or the indicators and all, those were the guys. So this is a pretty big move, 1,000 points move, and those who actually bought, so their now patience or their positions are going to be tested. So that's the reason why I was a bit biased for the short side. So let me quickly go through the market profile chart and I'll share the areas which I was looking at. So one of the thing which I was looking at is the highs, the close and low. So they both are same. And also if you see this level, then this double print level, this single print level. So there, if you see on the last trading session, that is on the 4th of October, uh, there is a lot of anomalies. Also, the overall structure is pretty poor. Trade facilitation is pretty good, but what I'm seeing is that it was there was a breakdown with continuation. So today I was expecting a similar breakdown, but what happened from the EOD is I'm seeing some sort of a P shape. P shape meaning so we have this sort of excess. Buyers are stepping in, so buyers are trying to defend their position and they are building value higher. So I would say value is lower compared to the last profile, but today if you see, the value is within the yesterday's value range. So you can see the value has shifted only a bit lower. Uh, whereas if we, whereas we would have a similar development wherein the the value would have been shifted much lower, but that is not the case. What we are seeing is the value is developing around the yesterday's low. So which is one sign that maybe the sellers are not doing a good job and buyers are actually coming in and defending their positions. So today I actually had a pretty good trade. So today I traded both long, short, and again long. Uh, I think it was short, long, short. Yeah, it was long. One short trade, one long trade, and again one short trade. Okay, so I'll just share you what was my thought process and how I executed the trades. So the trades which I executed were from it was from 9:15 to 10:30. So it was only in this 1.5 hour wherein I was able to capture the trade. I only traded in Nifty today because I had a couple of customer meetings from 11. So I thought if I get an opportunity, let me finish off my trading activity before 11, and so that I can focus on the other work areas. So what I was observing is, so this is today's open and this is the low and the close. This is yesterday's low and close. So what happened was, first thing is I took a short trade. Now how I took a short trade is when it opened, the auction went higher and then again it shifted to the downwards and it went towards the low. And when again it came back, so that's where I shorted at the open. So I was able to trade up to the 11,170. Now how I came to the 11,170? So 11,220 to 11,170. That is what I traded. This was a fast short trade which I took. The reason for shorting at 11,220 and 11 exiting at 11,170. So let me just mark this. Let me just mark this two areas so that you will get more clarity. So if we go to this profile, so this is nothing but the 20th of September, or those Friday. So what I did is I was looking at this HVN level, and when the auction came below it, so basically the auction did went below, and when it came here, that's where I shorted. I actually was targeting this thing, so this is where I targeted, but this was a pretty fast trade. So I was actually targeting 11,150, but what happened is when I was starting to book, the auction came back at this level. So this was a good short trade which I took in Nifty. Uh, okay, so if you see today's low is exactly just two ticks below this. So this was what my thought process was, but I was not able to capture this entire down move. So this is what I was anticipating, and if you see today's close is same at that particular level. But anyway, so that was a good short trade which I had taken. One more thing, I took a long trade is so again when the auction came back within yesterday's range, that's where. So I entered here, I exited at 11,170, and when the again option came back within yesterday's range, that's where so somewhere in 11,200 levels, that's where I bought the calls, and also one future I also bought it, and I just went to target today's high. I did not expect that it will reach. So I was thinking maybe it will reach the point of control, but I was feeling that it will not be reaching there because sellers are currently dominating, and overall the sentiment is pretty negative. So buyers need to do a pretty good job. So what I did is I just entered somewhere at this 11,200 levels, and I bought the calls, and I bought one future contract of Nifty targeting the today's high. So that this was one good trade, second trade which I executed. There was a third trade which I actually found it through the VSA chart. So I'll just show you. Let me go through the VSA chart. So what I've done is, so I've marked. So this line is the lows and this line is the highs. The first two candles. So the first 10 minutes. So when it came above VWAP, that's where I went long, keeping the targets of this high, so which got achieved. And now then what happened is the auction was starting to move sideways, and I was seeing a sort of exhaustion at this particular levels. So what I did is I just entered a short trade again here. I bought puts. I sold my so basically I went short in the futures, keeping the first target of the VWAP and second target of today's low. So this was achieved, but this did not achieve. So this was not achieved. So when again the auction was again developing sideways, so that's where I exited, because I was anticipating that again it will go down and it will take out. It will do so. So it will do a lot of stop hunting activity, but it did not happen. But actually, VWAP today tried to defend the buyers, but then again around 245 it failed miserably. So that's how I used the VSA chart for entering both the long, short, long, or short, long, short trades. So for tomorrow, what I'm monitoring. So tomorrow is a holiday. So tomorrow the reference, or the 9th of October, the reference levels are the yesterday's. So today's high, today's low, and so this is today's close. And let me delete this level. This will confuse you guys. Yeah. So these are the monitoring references, the high, the low and close, and nothing. So this depog, or so we also have a prominent point of control. So what is going to happen is, again, this is the range, and if you see, this is the value. Okay, so buyers today did a good job, sellers did a very poor job. Now tomorrow, or on the day after tomorrow when the market opens, so what I'm expecting is it will, so first trade, first potential auction path is it will go below the balance and it will come back again. Second auction path which I'm seeing is it will try to clear all these levels, and then we will see some sort of rejection at the highs, and then it will again, there will be some sort of balancing activity. One more thing which I'm seeing, which Dean also shared, is so there is this P-shape profile. So P-shape profile is P-shape profile meaning, So buyers are stepping in. So this is at the lows. Now, generally, when we see something at a highs, we see a sort of exhaustion. But currently, we are seeing a P-shaped pattern forming at the lows, indicating that buyers are stepping in. We will be seeing active participation from the buyers, and short covering is also seen. So whoever traded in the morning, or whoever traded shorts, that's where all this value was developing higher, and who were trying to trade the longs, that's again the auction went against them. So what I'm expecting is one more balancing activity, and we will be seeing a lot of sideways movement, and then maybe we will see a sharp fall. So this, and then we will see a sharp fall. So at the moment, this is what I'm expecting in Nifty. Let me quickly go to the Bank Nifty chart. So in Bank Nifty, from the daily time frame analysis, what I'm seeing is we are seeing continuation to the down move. So sellers, the auction is in the favors of sellers. Also, the 3 days is one time framing, and now let's see. So this is so there are a lot of single prints here. So this is where the auction stops around 27 or 27 700, so it's somewhere here. Let me quickly go to the market profile chart. That's where we will get the clarity. So let me go to the market profile chart. Yeah. So again, what we are seeing is, so there is a sort of, so this was the yesterday's low, and we are seeing a sort of access, and buyers are stepping in. So this is a single print, and if you see, there is again a P shape forming. So whoever missed this shorting rally, whoever trying to short today, this was a short covering thing which happened in the Bank Nifty. So I did not took any trade in Bank Nifty, but the trade location for me is I was looking at this HVN and the lows. Once the auction comes back within yesterday's range and clears this HVN, that's where a potential good time to go long. Also, if you see, this is also a point of control. So there were three very good positive signs. So if the auction develops higher up from this level, then that's where you can take a long trade. So this B period was good trade, but then we had an inside bar. Then this was a stop hunting activity. One more inside bar, and again the auction. So it was nothing but it was just balancing. And the reason why we are seeing sort of balancing is, so the volume is pretty low, and only short term players were just playing today, or they were trading today. So that's what I'm seeing in Nifty, from sorry in Bank Nifty. From the VSA chart, if you see, there were a couple of good signals for longs and for shorts. So okay, let me redraw it again. So this is where you just mark, and if you're seeing any signals at this level, this is a good opportunity, or good trade location to go short, keeping your target at the VWAP. So that's what for the Bank Nifty players who are trading Bank Nifty. Now let me go quickly to the Reliance chart. So in Reliance, what I'm seeing is we are in a 2-day balance, or we can say a 3-day balance, and it is now just in ranging. It is just ranging market. So it has been a range bound stock. From the market profile chart, what I'm seeing is, so this was yesterday's, or day before yesterday's profile. Again, we had this profile. So two P shapes. Also, if you see, there are three HVNs, three anomalies. So today there was a sharp rejection from this HVN. That's where that's a good trade location to go long, targeting this HVN, but it did not happen, indicating you have to reverse your position, targeting this HVN. So those were some of the couple of trades which I'm seeing in Reliance. And if you see, it's more of a balanced shape. So buyers and sellers are equal. So it is in an indecisive state. There is no clarity in terms of where the auction is going to develop. So that is what in Reliance. Now let me go to crude oil. And in crude oil, I traded today. I traded a long. I had a long trade today, and I'll show you my trade location. So let me just split this. So what I was observing is, so this is the US session, the 4th of October. So this is the overnight session and this is the US session. So what I'm seeing is, so there are a lot of this anomalies, a lot of anomalies. And if I take you to the daily chart, one thing which I have shared earlier is, so this was the last point of support. So buyers were stepping in. Now again on Friday in the last auction we saw buyers are stepping in and we are seeing higher lows, indicating a good sign that the auction is in favor of buyers. So what I was looking is, I was looking to go long, and the reason where I went long is around 37.55. That's where I went long, targeting. So if you are a very if you're trading with small money, and if you want to have minimum risk, so first target should be the point of control, and second target should be the value area high. So 3755, and this particular thing is 3765. So this was a 10-point move, and this is nothing but 3790. So 55 to 90. So this was also a good move. So that is what I was looking at in trading the crude oil. So again, I'll share the reason why I was long is, so first is, it went below and there was a failure. So auction was not going down. Second thing is, the value is developing higher. So this is the yesterday's value, and if you see, the value was developing here, indicating that yes, it will tag this highs. So that is what I was anticipating and expecting. So what I did is, from 3155 I booked at 3790. So 3755 to 3790. So that was a 45 points, 35.45 points move which I booked in the crude oil. One more thing, which I'm looking at is, so let me collapse this profile. So overnight session, this is the reference level which you need to monitor. This is the HVN. So there are a lot of anomalies. Again, this is the HVN. So right now, what happened is the auction went higher, and then it is now trading below. So this is the auction is within yesterday's range, and sellers are stepping in. Sellers are stepping in at this level, up mainly at this level. So we need to see, if we if the auction goes higher and it fails, then that is a good time to short, targeting this HVN level. One more thing is, around this level there is also a sort of access. So we are seeing rejection both on the highs and the lows. So pretty choppy market right now. There's no clarity, but what I'm seeing is, right now it is just in a sideways movement. So if it reaches here and if it fails, then you can book a short here, and if it targeting the lows, and if the auction reaches here and if you see a sort of reversal, then you can take a long here, targeting the today's high. So that is what I'm looking in crude oil in the US session. So with that, I would like to end today's session for market analysis, and would like to thank you again for watching this video till the end. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe my channel, to my YouTube channel, and also to my Telegram channel. Also check the video description below, wherein I have shared my website URL and also my trade setup, my trading machine, what I use. Uh, and one more thing is, please do feel free to like and share with others, so that the more people it reach, the more it will be helpful for them, and they can help, and you can help to minimize their learning curve for the market profile analysis. So with that, again, thank you very much, and I'm stopping this session today. So thanks, bye for now, and see you on 9th of October.